Good morning, Mustangs. This is Katrina Carlson, and welcome to Senior Season, the hub for everything senior. We're coming at you today from the good old Blueprint News Network here in Downers Grove. Today's episode features Downers Grove South's past and present to chat with us about the overwhelming feeling that will soon kick in, or for some of you, it already has, senioritis. I'd like to welcome our first guest from the current class of 2022, Olivia Bafoco. Bafoco is a good friend of mine and a great student, but things tend to change a little with senioritis in the system.
I would say that senioritis for me comes in waves because there's times when I'm doing my schoolwork and I'm into a college, I already know what I'm going to do, where I'm going to go. There's really no point in the work I'm doing. But at the same time, I kind of think about it's fun and it's easy, and it just depends on what the class is. I think the biggest factor for me is I don't really care about my grades as much. If I don't do as well as on a test, I'm like, oh well.
I think many seniors are having this overwhelming feeling that their schoolwork simply just doesn't matter anymore. Well, it's good to take a little stress off yourself, like Bafoco said, with telling yourself, hey, don't worry so much about that test grade. Don't forget to savor your education for the fun of it as well. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but remember those things called AP tests? Yeah. Anyway, Bafoco shares some fun things in store for the senior class as we try to rush this last semester.
So there are some things coming up that make me excited about and keep me motivated for school. It's because there's a lot of good things, especially for seniors coming up. We have senior assassins, softball season starting soon, snowball, spring break, prom, and just summer break as a whole, which doesn't really pertain to school year, but that's at least something to look forward to at the end. Graduation, all the big things that seniors get towards the end of the year start piling up, which make it more and more exciting and gives us motivation to go to school every day to get all of our final lasts of each things, our last school dance, our last assembly, everything like that. It just makes it more exciting to think about that those things are coming in the future.
This last semester isn't so bad when you think about all those things. To gain a little more perspective on this topic and grab some advice, we have Abby Carlson, class of 2019, with us. I first asked Abby what her experience was like with senioritis and when it started to kick in.
I definitely remember having senioritis in high school. I think it really started for me about halfway through the first semester. We kind of had it was really exciting in the beginning of the year to finally be a senior, and having gone through so much school to finally feel like you're close to the end was so exciting. And then about halfway through that semester, I just remember starting to get really antsy and just wanting the schoolwork to end and wanting to get to the second semester, because I feel like that's where most of the fun activities are. That's where you have your prom, you have graduation, you have just a bunch of different events, college decision day, and all that good stuff.
Everyone is different, but I think we can all agree that senioritis has begun to kick in this semester, even if it's just a little bit. Carlson was the kind of student to still pour herself into her schoolwork despite yearning for the next steps in her life. Finally, Carlson wanted to share some advice to the senior class as we embark on our last semester at DGS.
I really looked forward to just a great last year with my friends. I knew that we were all going to go our separate ways once senior year was over, and especially some of my friends that I grew up with since I was a kid. I was really just wanting to go to football games, go to basketball games, hang out with my friends, and really enjoy those last moments that we had together.
I think what she said is so important. We really have to live in the now and take advantage of the fun opportunities we have and the friendships we have built over not only these past 4 years, but possibly even longer. We don't get to be kids forever. Let's take this last semester by storm, seniors. And underclassmen, wait your turn. Thank you for joining us today on Senior Season. I'm Katrina Carlson, signing out from the Blueprint News Network in Downers Grove. See you next week for our next topic, Senior Assassins.